They call me Marvin, but I ain't gay. Yo, how y'all doing today? It's Sunday. We preserve the Sabbath in this house. So this is a day just to kind of reflect. This is a continuation of the live from yesterday. You feel what I'm saying? Because I want to come with some more receipts. So I'm gonna play this.
This is crazy, dude. So I had to record this on here.
This is from...
I just left from here. You see the...
November. That's why I did that.
Look at the date. Today, 1:45, right? So look at the historical marker.
That's from November.
This is St. Andrews. This is St. Andrews Parish. So look at what it says. It says that it's... Look at this. That's my mama's birthday, 1780. I was talking to my brother when I came up on this historical marker.
That's when I first discovered it.
Now look at what it says. The British in Hessian. I just learned about the Hessian troops literally from reading this today at 1:41. Alright? Then I come in here and I have YouTube up. And I'm watching Liberty Kids because my son was watching it this morning. My son told me this morning he want to watch something educational. So we watch Liberty Kids because it's really informative. It's really kid-friendly, educational, learning about the Constitution principles, learning real history, So the Hessians, this is my first time looking it up. And I seen that they was the German soldiers. I literally was on the phone with my brother looking this up as I was reading that historical marker. Now look, I just started playing this. It's a video we uploaded yesterday. Okay, and then this came up after that. So I was watching that for review, and then after that, this came up. Now that's crazy. Look.
What? There's hundreds of them.
And more on the way. King George III has made a deal with German princes to hire 18,000 troops.
But General Washington, you'll be outnumbered. What will you do?
That's crazy.
So it's... Hey, y'all gotta appreciate the scholarship, bro. You gotta appreciate the scholarship. You gotta appreciate. So it was talking about the British, right? That's what that historical marker is talking about. Let's see. Where we at?
All right.
There you go, right there. That's a better view of it, right? Now, it says it was allies with the British. It said they were allies with the British. Now, right here. This is from the book Tecumseh and the Prophet. It's page 74 in Tecumseh and the Prophet. You feel me? And I got this from Louisville. And you see it says, what it say? The Cherokee were Iroquoian people. It's telling you about who you are right here. There, which is our homeland, embraced portions of North and South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Georgia on the eve of the American Revolution, 1776, right? What page is this? On the eve of the American Revolution, the Cherokee peace chief sold their Kentucky and Tennessee holdings for a pittance. Only dragging canoe dissented. You have brought a fair land, but there is a cloud hanging over it, he told the colonial delegates. You will find in this settlement dark and bloody. And they did in 1776, 250 years ago. So this is the 250 year mark from the Revolution and the Declaration of Independence. And so we've been talking about that for the last, few lives about 1776. So it says in 1776, they spell his name Dragon Canoe, but because like they saying like he's dragging his canoe, you feel me, along the Chickamuaga Creek, but it's really dragon because he had that dragon in him. You feel me? That's the dragon canoe, and his warriors interdicted every trace of the white settlements west of the southern Appalachian. They overreached, however, crossing the mountains to attack the American community. When they say Americans, they're talking about the settlers who were calling themselves American. So, again, we have to reiterate. We gotta reiterate these facts in order for it to register in our brains. So, again, and we have, you gotta friend me. So when they talking about Americans, this is who they talking about in this book, okay? So if you ever get this book, you need to have that understanding that, okay, the original Americans was us, but then you had people who was not, the term in law is called de facto. You had de facto chiefs who was selling off our land for a pittance, is literally what this just said. But not Dragon Canoe, he wasn't having that. And so this is telling you the origin of the American Revolution, right? This is what that's coming from. And that's why, so Great Britain had allyship with us, but they also had the allyship with the Germans too. It was across, that's what it is. They said it's a whole bunch of, yeah. All right. So it says right here, they overreached, crossing the mountains to attack the American communities on the eastern side. So we put quote unquote, few Cherokee leaders had stomach for resisting the inevitable American punitive expeditions. And the Cherokee Nation signed 2 peace treaties yielding the land that Dragon Canoe had recovered. Implacable in his hatred of this is the Union, okay? The Union. Dragon Canoe seceded from the Cherokee Nation. This is where I talk about, if you go watch the interview I did with Hoodie, HYP, if you type in HYP, it been derailed, it'll come up. The Real People, I think that was the name of it, where we talked about how the Chickamuaga was a faction of the Cherokee, right? So this is where this is coming from. This is this. And then this book led me, hold on, let me just go. It says, few Cherokee leaders resisting the funeral. It says, implacable in his hatred towards them, he seceded from the nation with 500 warriors and families. He taunted the peace faction as Virginians, obtaining arms and supplies from the British. He withdrew westward towards the Tennessee River and the Chickamuaga Creek. My daughter was born not too far from the Chickamuaga Creek, right? She was born in this, in walking distance. Like you can walk there in about 2 hours. It's like maybe about an hour walking distance from where my daughter was born along the creek, right? So this is where it's very historic. Obtaining the arms from the British. So this is where again, I'm like, this is what I'm reading this. I'm actually reading this book, right? And I was like, oh shoot, I was in the Hiwassee. I was along the Hiwassee River when I was reading this in the Cherokee National Forest. And when I read it, I was like, yo, now I gotta get this book. Ancient and Modern Britain. I'm like, because that might be the answer to why that'll answer my question to why the American Indian or the Chickamuaga was getting a gun supply from Great Britain. You see what I'm saying? That's what it says. It says from the British. He withdrew westward towards the Tennessee River, Chickamauga Creek. I've literally been to the mouth of the Chickamauga pouring into the creek. I took my son there. I'm not pulling that up, but I've been there. You feel what I mean? Where that pour into the Tennessee, which is the Cherokee River anciently, near today's Chattanooga. Perhaps to shame those who were defiant, dragging canoe. Okay, hold on. Dragon Canoe. Peace, Chief. Dragon Canoe. Oh, that's the same joint. This is the second. We flipping the page. This is the book, Tecumseh and the Prophet. And so it say right here, the Dragon Canoe's followers was called the Anianwea. The Anianwea. The real humans. This just came in the mail. This just came to me. You feel me? See how it all line up? Cross references. Which was how the Cherokees identified themselves. So we out here doing the field studies and bringing these facts back to the real people. You feel me? So this is what we called ourselves. It says that we were Iroquoian people, and our vast homeland embraced portions of North and South Carolina, Tennessee, which they all were a part of Carolina, Kentucky, and Georgia. All right. And so here it says a warm welcome waited the Chickasaw and Tecumseh and the Chickamauga villages. Now, this is what the point I want to make. It says that freedom-loving Shawnee and Cherokees had long firm friends and allies against the American encroachment. When Dragon Canoe assumed leadership of the Cherokee, the resistance he cultivated in reciprocal visits between his warriors and the receptive Shawnees. Even the Chickasaw and Tecumseh wound their way along the Tennessee River. Now, I'm trying to find where it talks about, somewhere in this book, it talks about how we were a peaceful people. But then when they tried us, that's when we turned up. So they don't tell us that angle from 1776. They don't tell us about this part from 1776. They not telling us that. Let's say in 1776. Right. And so it go back further than that. The Algonquin. So they been burning our villages. And I had they got this video, this what made me pull this up, Algoskoko. That's out in Hyde County. And so that made me think about when I was out there, they got this video. I'm gonna play just the short of it because I played it on the live yesterday. I don't want to keep going back over it. But It's this one right here.
Same direction. Nobody knows what made them. In 1933, pilots noticed something strange in their aerial photographs. Perfect ovals. Thousands of them, all pointing northwest. Save this right now because this is one of the biggest unsolved geological mysteries in North America, and it's in your backyard. They're called Carolina Bays, not because they're near water. Because early settlers found bay trees growing in them. They range from 50 meters to 7 kilometers wide. Some are lakes. Some are swamps. Some are farmland now. But here's what makes scientists lose sleep. They all point the same direction, northwest to southeast, every single one. In the 1950s, a UNC geologist said a meteor shower did it. The alignment, the shape, the raised rims, it all fit. The theory evolved. Maybe a comet hit the ice sheet covering Canada 12,000 years ago. The debris flew southeast, created 500,000 craters.
All right. So this is some receipts. So when I went out to Hyde County, when I was doing the ground studies there, and this is a continuation of that, you feel me? The field studies I'm doing now in the Carolinas is a continuation of what, we was doing back then. And so this brother here, this was in Slaveville. And this brother, his name, Clifford Clayton. He built that house that's just how he built it. He built that house in the 80s, him and his brother. And he was like, we wasn't too far from Mattamuskeet. He was like, you need to go check out Lake Mattamuskeet. And he was like, it's a lot of theories behind it, like in alignment with that Carolina Bay theory, what they were talking about. Lake Mattamuskeet it used to be inhabitable by our people. And then all of a sudden it became this lake. And this is it right here. So here's Slaveville. You see Slaveville right there. And then this is Mattamuskeet. I flipped the map. So this is going from, like, if you follow my face, that's going north to south on the coastline. But you take 264 straight on out, and it'll ride you out here, right? And so I think I got a better graphical. Do I got it? Okay, yeah, all right. So you see Rocky Mount here, and then Mattamuskeet is here. That's Mattamuskeet, the Pongo River, all of that. So that's where we looking at. And so they say it's the biggest, natural lake in North Carolina, an ancient body of water that has not escaped man's intervention. So the brother Clifford Clayton was telling me that was once inhabitable. And so now it makes you think, was this land, they say is craters, but was it bombed? Just like Lake Norman. And so the Tuscarora War. So yeah, that's what this is all talking about. And so and then yesterday I was talking about along the coastlines. So I'm not just doing ground studies, I'm doing aerial studies too. So those canals, let me go back to Mattamuskeet real quick. Because it got that canal. You see the Alligator Canal right there? It stretches across the land. So those are canals that we have here in our territory, and the precision of it is, I drove over it and they like, look, I mean, here's another one. Here's another canal right here. So this is from an aerial view. So yesterday I was talking about how we all along the coast, the Geechee coast, we got canals. And look how precise they is. So we had to, it's like we had to create this. And you can't make that overnight. That can't be done overnight. You see what I'm saying? And that has to be, let's look at the precision there. So where I filmed this at, that's the aerial view, but I'm gonna show you. So you see it's that bridge there. See that bridge there? Okay. Let me see. This is that. That's that. From the aerial view. So this is on the ground. This is crossing over the bridge, going into North America. This is going into North America. And so this is it from the view. That's the island. And that's going here into the mainlands. All right. So that's what that is. And that bridge on that video, that the bridge, instead of it lifting up, it turned like, okay, let's look at it from that joint turned counterclockwise. That bridge did right there to let the steamboat or whatever was going through pass on through. So that's it from the aerial. Sometimes you got to get the aerial. You got to get that Hawkeye view, the Hawk's view. And so I say that this region of the Carolinas is shaped like a woman. I'm gonna show you this one. You know how they say when you open Pandora's box. You open up Pandora's box and the pearl come out. That's why they call that Oyster Point. And it's gar in it. You see, let me see if I can. That's the female anatomy. As I know, that's the female anatomy. I got two beautiful children to speak for how well I understand it. So that's it. That's it. All right, let me see if I got. So you see, this is Gardenet. That's the peninsula there, and this is Gardenet. That's the point, or it's the point is right here where my face is at. You can't see it, it's cut off. But that's it. And you see that's Gardenet. So that's that canal from another angle. You feel me? So that's west looking east. This angle is south looking north. Same difference. The Oyster Point is right in here. You get it. So this is deep ancient sciences. That's it. So that's the point there. Can you see that? That's the Oyster Point. Now, this is an ancient metropolis. This ancient metropolis has always been there. It always has. Slaveville. That's why I gave Clifford Clayton the alarm clock, because he was born in Slaveville. You feel me? I gave him the alarm clock because he was born in Slaveville. And he gave me the history on Slaveville. And he said that he told me straight up, this is why you got to go places and talk to the people. Because he told me, he said that the slaves look just like me. Ironically. He told me that the slaves look just like me. And we had always been here. And we had royal families. based on the Native American folklore, Lake Mattamuskeet was created when a real peat fire burnt and left a space that filled water with water and fish. The lake had always been a shallow one with rain and creeks and rivers providing incoming fresh water. The English settlers discovered the lake in 1585. One of Sir Walter Raleigh surveying expeditions. Ongoing European and Native American hostility necessitated the creation of an Indian reservation, many colonists believe. In 1715, one established the Core Koteki in the Mattamuskeet tribes. So this that 252, this the 252. Tap in. You feel me? So let's say 1585, right? The Algonquin village that was burned. So I don't speak English, I speak Algonquin. I speak Algonquin, and my theory is that Slade is a Algonquin name because we were right there. If we got Sladeville right there, Sladeville is right there, that means we the Algonquin speaking people. You see it? Sladeville. That means we the Algonquin speaking people. The real people. And so that's Lake Mattamuskeet there. So they said the Carolina Bays in the oval shape. That's it. And again, this is north, south, east, west, west, east, west. Coming in west. We coming in west. So if we coming on from the Atlantic Ocean and we come onto the land, we coming here and we going straight on across through Greenville, Durham, Raleigh, and then the Triad. You feel me? So again, Slade, we been shipping shit. It was a shipping route. It was a major shipping route. So what was we shipping? We was shipping tobacco. Because we had tobacco from Caswell County. And see, what happened was that they caught it flipped. So the families, they took on our names and then they broke us from our history. They broke us from the names and the royal family, and they started recording us as property. And then they told us that we came from somewhere that was nowhere near the land of our inheritance, right? So we had shipping ports. So we like, oh, we can't tell them that this is their ship because they're gonna say that it. So they had to flip it and was like, oh yeah, this was a slave port. No, nigga, it was a slave port. It was a slave port, and we was trapping tobacco. So now they're like, well, my family, they, like my aunts and uncles, and then they were born in the mid 20th century, and they were born in the Jim Crow era and all that. So they have these theories that we got our name from the white man, the slave master, and stuff like that. And while that might be true, he got his name from us. That's how he was able to get the property, because it was in our family's name. And then the worst thing with slavery wasn't about them whipping us across the back or having us work in the sun all day. It was that we did not get the inheritable rights to the land. Okay? So the lands that we worked on, we did not get the conveyances that was rightfully already ours. Right? It was already ours. So that is where we are right now. Like, we are living in poverty because of, I want you to go pull up the article Silver Hill that we did on No More Suits. And we talk about how we got annihilated out of our own neighborhood. They boxed us into our neighborhood. So just imagine if you got a house and you can't get no public road access to your house. You feel me? So it forces you to sell your property. You feel me? And then what they did was, once they forced to sell, then once the settlers, or what they call I told you they taking our titles of nobility. What they did was they came in and they established their own communities. Do you understand? Say the American communities, but they wasn't American. They don't have no American blood, except for when they were mating with us. And a good book that talks about that is Section Race Volume Series 1 through 3. All right. So that's how that they was getting the claimants to the land. And then they were like with us, like us pure bloods. I do have Scott Irish in my bloodline. I got Scott, Irish, German, England, English, all of that is in my blood. But you gotta remember that England has been inhabited for over 200,000 years. It's been inhabited for over 200,000 years. All right. Which brings me to my next point. I got another 1706 drop. So it's Sunday, right? Boom. We got another one. The Christchurch. The Christchurch. Got a picture of the thing. That's it right there. Yo, get your mans. Get your mans. All right. Gotta find a way somehow. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Even though you're gone. I gotta keep moving on. Every minute I get stronger. Somehow, some way. I got the will to survive. Look at this, man. I got the will to survive. Gotta find a way somehow. Nothing's gonna stop me now, even though you're gone. So that's a Celtic cross. And that's the hawk on top of the Celtic cross. And you see how we was just talking about north, south, east, west. That's what that cross is pointing. North, south, east, and west, right? And so the hawk got you know, that's why he on top of the cross, because he letting you know, with, you know. He seen me. You see what I'm saying? He was on cold. He was bathing himself. It might be a woman too. And he seen me. That's the mighty falcon. Sitting on top of the Celtic cross. And that's St. John's. So I'm a John. I'm a Johannes. And the Duke of Johannes. That's just really is a birthright. I'm a John by birthright. So it's on top of John. So yeah, man. That's the Hawkeye view. I be having like epiphanies that I got like the Hawkeye. You feel me? Like when I look inside myself and I'm not looking like, you know, you can't see yourself in person. You do realize that, right? You got to see it. You only seen yourself in the mirror. You never seen you. You feel me? You've never witnessed yourself unless you had an outer body experience. See how high up that is? Now, all those bricks got stars in it. All those bricks got stars in it. Like when you look into the detail of it, and they are symbolic of all of the descendants of Abraham, as numerous as the stars. And so that, again, like I told you, we got a covenant with the Melchizedek priesthood. You feel me? That's the chief king. That's the chief king prophet, right? Man, look at that joint. Whoo! So that eye, like that's how I see my inner eye. That's how I see my inner eye. It see everything. So it's looking over everything, all of that. Then the people on the ground ain't even realize, you can't even tell it's up there. I just happened to zoom up there. That was all natural. I just happened to zoom up there, and that motherfucker was sitting right there. So it was on code. Let me see. I go to Church Act again, 1706. Y'all gotta study this, dog. Oh, I know. My fault. That's why I meant to go with it. Okay. The Church Act, 1704. Barely passed. South Carolina General Assembly. Now, this was before the Union. This was when Great Britain was running shit. All right? This is just historical facts. So, the Establishment Act barely passed and soon was ratified by Nathaniel Johnson. The senators began to campaign to get this act annulled. When the leaders back in England learned of this, the House of Lords and Queen Anne. What you know about Queen Anne? Drop some facts on Queen Anne. With the dissenters, and the original act was declared null and void. The act, commonly referred to as the Church Act, was reintroduced without objectionable clauses that so irritated the dissenters. Upon the ratification, November 30th, 1706, the Church of England, aka the Anglican Church, look up the Anglican Church, became the official religion in the province, not the state, the province of South Carolina. It said it granted the for so much as well grounded Christian commonwealth matters concerning religion and the honor of God ought in the first place be taken into consideration, and the endeavors to attain such good ends, continuance and encourage being not only the most acceptable to God, but the best way and means to obtain mercy and blessings upon the people and their country. So it's talking about the joint. And so you see the Church of England there. I told you it never submitted to Rome. That's important that you know that. Be therefore enacted by His Excellency John Lord Granville, the Palatine, and the rest of. So this is 30 years after the Carolina Constitution. Be therefore enacted by His Excellency John Lord Granville, Palatine, and the rest true absolute lords and proprietors of this province, by and with the advice of the consent of the rest of the members of the General Assembly, now met at Charlestown for the southwest part of this province. Southwest. The southwest part of the province. And by the authority of the same, the Book of Common Prayer and administration of the sacraments and the other rites and ceremonies of the church, according to the use of the Church of England, the Psalter or Psalms of David, the morning and evening prayer. Are we talking about Islam? Therein contained, by solemnly read by all and every minister or reader in every church, which is now or hereafter shall be settled by law, established within this province, and that the congregations and places of public worship, according to the uses of the Church of England, within the province, for the maintenance of the ministers and the persons officiating therein, certain income revenue is or shall by the laws of this province be established and enjoyed and raised or paid, shall be deemed and settled for churches. So they was establishing revenue. So this is what Robert Kiyosaki was talking about, how the churches are real estate, and realize the necessary for the better accommodation of the convenience of the inhabitants of this province, and the same be divided into parishes, and the bounds of several parishes asserted, be therefore the authority foresaid that Charlestown, the neck between the Cooper and Ashley, I just showed you that, and the plantations of Christopher Smith on the Ashley River shall forever be in the district of the parish itself, called by the name, the parish of, what the freak? I can't see what to say. So hopefully you can see it. I don't see that last part. So this is why they established that. Now, you have to be on code to know your standing and law. This is a good book. I'm reading this to my children, but it's a monster, bro. I've been reading this to them since September of 23, and or 24, and we're nowhere near finished. Nowhere. But it has a lot of information in there. It has a lot of information. I wonder if they may have the Church Act in here, but if they don't, the church. Not seeing it. I'm not even seeing church in it. They got the... All right, hold on. Yeah, they don't. I mean, they got the Church of England in here, but they don't have Henry II in the church. $110. Henry II in the church. Page 110. Peace, my brother. Let me see. We're looking for the Church of England. As Chancellor. It's all good. I'm gonna have to find it. I'm gonna have to get that receipt another time. But we've been getting these 1706 receipts. The Church Act of 1706. So this is from my field studies, and we packaging it together and like bringing it all together for all the Carolinian people to know their history, know what happened, know how they were attacked, know who attacked them, know who was stealing their birthrights, stealing their nationalities, right? And so that we can have a blueprint so that we can take it back and be the righteous heirs of Ibrahim. Okay, so where is that? The Christ Church. That's it. So I live off the Christ principle. You feel me? That's why I'm preserving the Sabbath. That's why this is not work to me. This is ministry. This is ministry. And I was thinking about it today about how the storehouses is the warehouses and the loads is the tithes, and we deposit the loads, on the as the tithes. That's giving our tithes and offering. And to the storehouses in these parish jurisdictions, Ecclesiastes, let's say, according to the Psalms of David. Man. So that's this. Okay, I got some stuff. You want me? Bang. Bang, bang, bang. So some book of rhymes. Moses. The blind leading the blind. So how we gonna ever see? The blind leading the blind. So how we gonna ever see? And so, how we gonna ever see? Speak the truth until these young niggas bleed. I put YN in there before they was saying YN. Said, I speak the truth until these young niggas bleed because the truth hurts. They try to Da Vinci code me. Speak, but it's hard to read. Wrote in Braille for the blind to feel what I see. Fed up what I see. The blind leading the blind. So how we gonna ever see? I feel like Moses when he crossed the Red Sea. Turn around because ain't nobody following me. Because I'm young, black, and I'm not wealthy. But listen up. Wealth is inside me. Keep preaching the truth. Thug life mentality. I'm going to keep spraying till they kill me. The real never die. You see? The real never die, you see? Yeah, bro. So we call ourselves the real people. The Ani on Wheel. The Ani on Wheel. My book at. I've been trying to get this book for the longest, bro. I've been trying to get this book for like 4-5 years, man. And I got it. Mashallah. Man, I got some stuff. Wow. So, going back to the church, right? going back to the church, right? Fed up with what I see. Yeah. The blind leading the blind, so how we gonna ever see? How we gonna ever see? The light in the dark, the light full, now they can see. No laws, just fruit. I write just so tight. I said I write just, I'm righteous. I write just so tight, but I'm loose, pause. Broke free from religious rules. They preaching the truth, but they fools. Jehovah told you, but you blind. Went to church and they tithes, giving they tithes. In your land you cried. Man, seek the truth through the blinds. Drop seeds, watch it multiply. The light full, no right rules, but I write jewels. Ooh, I write jewels. Q. Look, I said, so I'm like, my tithes is the deposits that we make. The deliveries. That's a tenth of the product. I said, what if tithing wasn't about money? People have a bad habit of judging what they see in the right now. The beginning isn't always pleasant. Therefore, it's easy for one to judge the right now. The future isn't seen, so they have a blind eye to where you're going. Don't fall in the traps of those who don't see. Man, this book of rhymes, man. Whew. That's book of rhymes. It's a religious text, but I'm not religious. The Vatican. This is called the Vatican. Page 33. Dark so appealing. Criticized the Illuminati. Brought down by the church. Came to deliver the light. Vatican got most hope in the Pope. Believing what's seen. Words so dope. Just some good smoke. Religious folk. Just that spiritual smoke. Alarm clock ringing. It's time to get woke. Ink is poison with the shit I wrote. Religion inherits division. This corrupts the vision. Divide the pride. No compromise. Jews rule the land. God came for the Gentiles. Dark night. No armor. God in the body. Only begotten. Food for thought. But you fool. Yeah. Mecca. I said I haven't said some of these poems since 2017, yo. Man. This is called Mecca. That's a Shannon Sharp like. Shannon Michael Jackson Sharp. Yo. Yeah, I got you. Hold on. What? Well, I'm about to go to my maps and get a fresh picture of this joint right now. Watch. Mecca. Mecca. Man. So these are ancient lands. And along this strip here, along this strip of Mecca, there's pyramids. It's rows of pyramids like you've never seen before. They like a whole row, but be careful going out there. That's all I got to say. Just be careful. Be careful and don't ride alone. Mecca. I literally wrote this when I drove from Charlotte the night I moved there. Don't text and drive. Back on road. Dang. Traveling through life. I live all throughout the Carolinas, man. This is a part of the Carolinas. Back on road, traveling through life alone. Granny think I'm at the house, but I'm gone. Cousin trying to figure out why I ain't pick up the phone. You cold, cute, but I'm going through hells. 2 cities in less than 3 months. City 1, Sodom and Gomorrah. Hell on earth. Transgenerational spirits infested through the doors. Close to Cain, but you unable. Riding down high, but I'm low. Evil spirits seem so angelic. Lust turning into dust. Came back to the Galatia. The Trefo. Had to get close to my people. Set them free, Moses. Nah, they not listening to these commandments. Man-made rules left again. City 2, Babylon. Where the poor get rich. City of gold. Dang, Charlotte. I didn't even realize that Charlotte was the city of gold when I wrote this. This is just flow. City of gold. Lots of wisdom. Fresh start. New soil. Same mind state. Pray to God every night. Hoping I don't break. God calling me to lead, but I'm stuck in these leaves. Nobody knew about city number 2. That's where you wrote Who Is You. Filling my brain with knowledge. I ain't need college. Grammatical errors, politically incorrect. So they capitalize. Ignorance keeping me out the systems. Enticed to go back because these hunger pains. Away from the world, I'm in my own lane. City number 2, the Mecca. Trying to find my way like Tony Montana. My book like the yayo, I'm dropping pounds. Break them down, back it up. These back... My book like the yayo, I'm dropping pounds. Break it down, back it up. These crack rocks. Keep them coming back like blue magics. My literature is ill, it make you sick. Don't start the truth. High off the light, straight pure. These were my addicts. City number 2, I came to speak the truth. Do you know that's where I started No More Suits? You feel me? This was the road to me starting No More Suits, and then my foundation, publishing the Alarm Clock, publishing Book of Rhymes. You know what I mean? CSA Charlotte. CSA Charlotte. Book of Rhymes say Charlotte. It's tatted on me, bitch. That shit tatted on me, baby. That shit tatted on me. You feel me? I live by this. I know, not those cap tables, boy. We live this. You feel me? It's the alarm. This is my first book and my second book. Man, this is a good book. Man. Trey, they say these are forefathers. Man, it's... One more. I got one more for y'all. Just one more before we close out, all right? This say Jehovah Witness. All right, we're gonna read it. I hate being broke, but I love it though. When you a broke nigga, they going, I hate being broke, but I love it though. When you a broke nigga, they ain't gonna wanna fuck with you. I earn my stripes at night, but I ain't get no signing bonus. Staying true might get your pockets low. You see really for you when you at the bottom though. Fuck the fame, that shit worthless. I'ma change the game rules and all. I'm writing my own law. I'm my own legislator. Fuck Trump in his cabinet. I got Hell's Kitchen and all my niggas cooking. Cause we tired of starving. Man. I said, what if the poorest nigga alive was Christ? Man. Happy Sabbath, bro. Happy Sabbath. How many of y'all preserve the Sabbath? I try my best to, bro. I try. What if the poorest nigga alive was Christ? Waiting for somebody to come out, have a conversation with him. He could be in the valley where anybody rarely go. Fuck this world that we know. Then the thieves. Jesus back. Thieves in the night. Y'all woke. I been serious. But y'all took me as a joke. Timothy 4:12. You ain't read the truth. Jesus was 12 when he performed miracles. Shut up, slave. They not hearing you. My pistol's like a pistol. Give me a loot. Black queens on the gram trying to be cute just to serve a king. But God loved unconditionally, so we forgave. Lord, forgive us for they know not what you made. I'm on the clock trying to get paid dollars. Fuck attention. Nah, I'm tripping. That's aborted mission. Because this wealth inside of me is inside of you. So you telling me we running in circles? You see, that's why Allah hid the jewels to keep it from you. Chapter 5, this for the few. how many people know what they living for? You proclaim 144, tribal. I'm not religious. Man, I said tribal, I ain't religious. Harmonize one with the universe. You see, that's one verse. So I kill him with my rhyme. Now they souls curse. Today the 11th, my shit drop at midnight. Like a thief in the night. You see how I united that verse voice? That verse? Yeah. I said my shit dropped like a thief in the night. And I was like, You see how I united the first verse? No sleep, it's time to wake the earth. Oh man, I chopped about him. Dang. My shit dropped at midnight. I was talking about the alarm clock. The alarm clock had dropped at midnight. I wrote this the night before, the day before the alarm clock. You see how I united that first verse? No sleep. It's time to wake the earth. You see how I united that first verse? And then the first verse was like, Jesus back, thieves in the night, y'all woke. Revelation 7:4. Then I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 from all the tribe of the real. You're talking about the Anian Wheel. We just talking about the real people. You see what I'm saying? We just talking about the real people. from these lands here. That's it. Another one. God, if you made me in your perfect image, why do I make mistakes? Why when I love so hard, does it create hate? Lord Father, my heart cries to you. Soul search, I lost Q. I'm lost Q, seeking heaven. Fed 40 before 11. Man. Everybody know that they guilty. The valley, the lowest part of the mountain. Zion oversees it all. Dark form, no structure. So we built foundations in the dirt. Wasn't a slave to the white man. I was a slave to my own thoughts. Man. Looking for the light, I'm lost. I know too much. Slave to God, knowledge is king. Mysteries equate to more pain. My presence, the essence of moving in silence. And the clock rings. 11:46. Literally wake up. Running from myself to find myself. Tough Nut and Sue. They never knew. This ain't my book of rhymes. My book of dimes. Ain't no slime. My passenger seat elite. Sheesh. You can't even get my niece. Nick, please. So this is my book of rhymes. I'm gonna close out with this, man. Just stop having expectations for people. Especially on me. Please don't have no expectations for me, because I'm not, I'm not living for you. All right. And I'm not living to appease you. It's like the invisible hand. Thomas Paine came out with Common Sense in 1776. And he talks about the invisible hand. And it's like, I'm writing to you, but I'm not tap dancing for you. I'm giving you the truth, whether you like it or not. It's there. It's there for whoever wants to pick it up and submerge themselves in this shit. And I'm packaging Carolina's history and compressing it into one file in the form of a book for my people, so that they can have a tangible literary work that, just like how I rep these books, this say shit. This shit say the history of England. You feel me? This book, Chickamuaga and the Prophet, is a really good book, but it wasn't written by us. You see how the author is writing in third person point of view. What's his name? Peter Constance. But he did an amazing job of telling our history. But now it's on us to tell our history. You feel me? So that people like Peter Constance can have other sources to source their narratives. That's what this is all about, right? So, and again, we going back to a monarchy, or it's really a matriarchal dome that we are in, but the monarchs is running the matriarchal dome. The righteous monarchs. That's where this is going back to. You feel what I'm saying? That's what we seeing displayed across the world right now. This is mama's shit, and she fed up because she told them not to bomb her lands. And so they broke the codes, and there's going to be consequences for that. There's going to be, and the way that they took out the Iranian leader. Let me get his name. I'm going to learn his name here live. Matter of fact. What's his name? I want to learn his name live right here with y'all. I seen it, but I want to learn it. It's the supreme leader of Iran. His name is Ali. Man, this is sad. I'm not even gonna lie. Ali Khamenei. Ali Khamenei. This book is 100 years old. 1926 is when it was published. Okay? Originally published in 1926. A 100 years ago. Telling you, sisters, y'all need to get this. Man, oh man, oh man. You need to get it. Brothers too, I mean, for real. But sisters, I mean, you know, if you want to soul search, I remember when I first started reading this, I was telling the people in the street about like the women and shit. I'm like, yo, have you heard of this book? That's how good it is. I don't want to do that to y'all. Just give me a second. So Wonderful Ethiopians, man. This book, if you want to know about Iranian history, it's in here. If you want to know about like Yemeni history, it's in her. She ties it together. She blend like ancient Europe history. She ties it together. She say that we are the source of everything, every country, every tribe, every religion, every set. This was us. It was us. So India, ancient India, this is all the works of Drusilla, Dungy, and Houston. And I did a live on my YouTube where I talk about how she's tied to William Dungy in the Dungy case, and how the name was changed from, you see her name says, like the Dungy, William Dungy was spelled Dunjy, but you see right here it got EE, because it's the birthright theft. So they said, if you look up the William Dungy case, Abraham Lincoln was his attorney, or his lawyer. You feel me? Abraham Lincoln was a self-made lawyer. He didn't go to law school. He just studied the law. A lawyer is just somebody who understands law. You do not have to have a license to go to practice law. That's why we got Darrell Q. Slade practices, because you have your right to practice anything. You feel me? So yeah, man. This is they're calling this World War III, but it's just it is what it is, man. To the Carolinian people, our fight is not their fight. We right now need to be fighting for the birthrights. We need to be fighting to restore our birthrights and claiming our land. That's the most important thing that we need to do right now. We need to be eating as healthy. We need to be eating health conscious. And we need to be stacking this dough like it's religious. We need to stack this dough religiously. But don't just depend on cash. Get your money out of cash. You want your bank accounts to say zero, but you want to be rich in assets. You want to be rich in assets. Books are assets. Books are assets. Books are assets. So get your money. It's not money. Get the paper currency out of the banks and put it in books, right? That's how you become wealthy. I'm telling you, my son, there's something spiritual about it. You know, these books. I got books galore. I'm missing a few because I'm conscious of my books, but I'm missing a few books. But Briton, this is a really good book you ought to get. That this gives you the drop. Like, oh man, this shit right here. I got it upside down. It's gonna tell you who these people are. Feel me? Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. Shit. Oh. Is Jimmy Carter? Is this Jimmy Carter? Long live Jimmy Carter. The blood of Abraham. Allah Ibrahim. Allah Ali Ibrahim. Oh shit. Did you know that Jimmy Carter put this out? Oh. What did it say? 9,000 BC, humanity begins to leave their archaeological evidence of their presence in Jericho. Oh, it says what? In fact, 3,500 BC, it says that urban life developed in Syria and Palestine. Egypt begins commerce and political involvement in the region. Oh. Oh. Abraham journeys, 1900. Abraham journeys to Ur and Canaan. Oh my God. Ancient Ur. Oh wait. Q. H. Wow. It says Abraham came from Ur. Where's that book? Where's that book I just had? Where's the book of the chronology? Where is it at? Jimmy Carter. Oh. Wonderful Ethiopians, bro. Abraham came from Ur of the Chaldees. In the beginning, Briton said that these men lived like animals without any order. Bil, Nimrod, the god of the Chaldees, and later the Babylonians saw the fruitfulness of the land. He sent them on the sea a fearful fish by the name of Onan. This was a ship that appeared to be in the barbarous people of the great fish. its image man have fish is still preserved. It represents men who came from these untreated bodies of water, or people by water. These primitive people of the Mesopotamian Valley have yet to conquer the sea. Dang, he got to talk about the Palestinians. See it clear as day. Now, going back to that table of content. That's the table of content. This was for nephew. Hey. Oh, brother. Jimmy Carter. Dang, I didn't get that page number. Did we get it on there? Did we get that page number on here? I got this book all marked up. I've been all in here. For real, I done read this joint 3 or 4 times. For real. You gotta get it. The page is falling out the book. It's falling out. So, the land of Canaan. Land of Canaan, eh? The land of Canaan. You need to get that if you're from the Trefold, because that's what it talked. This is the book about the Trefold. Is that Canaan? Is the Trefold Canaan? Is that the Trefold? You feel me? What's Jimmy Carter talking about? Jimmy Carter? Where is that? Bro, what did I do with that damn book? I just had it. Oh, it's right here. Shit, say Poe Joshua. What it say? It says Abraham journeys from Ur to Canaan. Jimmy Carter was talking about this. And this book telling you about where he's from, where Abraham is from. Ibrahim. So, yeah, get your currency out the banks and buy real assets like books. This is what we have to do. This is very important. We need to be stocking up on books. We have to stock up on books. We have to build our libraries. We have to get gold, silver. We have to stack up on weapons. They don't just have to be guns. Like they using drones. You feel what I'm saying? So we need surveillance. Get your money out their banks because they're gonna wipe it. If you don't take it out, they will. Because when you deposit money into the banks, then that becomes their revenue. Do you understand? They write that in their journal entry as income. So you have to have private banks. And so I do consultations about how to bank privately and have a strategic plan on how you can bank privately for the benefit and aid of your children. That's so important. But we got to have the knowledge. These books are weapons. Do you understand? These books are weapons. You know what I mean? So much so. They just don't expect. That's why I got it, because like I was a kid that they indoctrinated and that they did not expect for me to know. Imagine if I would have never known all this stuff I'm uttering out. Imagine if I would have never known any of that. Imagine if I would have never known that. I would have been easier to control. So therefore, books is weapons, because you got to know that self. And then more importantly, you got to write your own books and write your own story, document your children's life, document your family history, and you have your own family records so that the children are not having to depend on, Ancestry.com they can have a internal ancestry, what do they call it? Genealogy records that they can look at within the house. You know, and another strategy, and I'm going to end on this, is when you die, turn your house into a museum. Peace.